Gru, his kids, his wife, and the Minions are all back in theaters, but is it worth going to see this summer? Stay tuned to This, That, and Theology and find out. Hi, you're watching This, That, and Theology, where we work to equip you to see your worldview and the world around you, particularly in movies and other media. We know that creators like to talk about their values in sometimes very subtle ways every time they put something before your eyes. And especially when it comes to movies that are geared for kids, we want to make sure that we're actually looking at that. Here at This, That, and Theology, when we review a movie, we look at it in two different areas. First, we just address whether it's a good movie and if there's any content in it that might give you pause based on the age of your kids. Second, we look at the worldview, or what messages and values are being communicated as you see this film. Those aren't always blatant, they're not always really easy to see, but Despicable Me is pretty easy to find. First off, the movie's well done. Steve Carell is back as the voice of Gru, and he's fantastic. The Minions are hilarious, if a little crass. The slapstick humor is exactly what you'd expect in a movie that is geared for young children. That being said, some of the crass jokes are a little much, and the slapstick could be imitated by your younger kids. But overall, this is a fairly family-friendly movie. There is no woke activism anywhere in the film that I could see, and the only evidence of romance or sexuality is in the context of a good, healthy marriage. It's nice to see Gru and his wife show affection in a way that seems normal and, normative. I'll admit that most of the film just looked like some sort of thrown together plot just so we could have more instances of humor, but it's not that bad for a kids movie, and quite honestly, it's great that we have family fun entertainment that you don't have to worry about what messaging might be coming through based on the content alone. But speaking of messaging, that is the second area that we talk about. Now, Gru's story through all the Despicable movies, and even in the Minion movies, is a story about someone who's looking to find his value. In the early days, it was to become a supervillain. In fact, he wanted to become the world's greatest supervillain, even wanting to steal the moon. However, Gru found, as he went through each of these stories, and we went along with him, that his greatest value wasn't in being a villain, but in being a dad. In the first movie, we see him realize that being the dad to his 3 adoptive daughters is the most valuable thing he can do. In the second one, he finds love in his wife. In the third one, he learns about friendship and family. And now in this fourth film, he's doing it all over again with his new son, Gru Jr. Gru's greatest desire is that he is being a good dad. Even when he gives bad advice to his kid, he's trying to do that in a way that is being a good father. And in a world where so many fathers are absent, having a film that really glorifies Gru as a dad is really refreshing. I actually wish this film came out not on July 4th weekend, but on Father's Day weekend. In a day where the messaging that you may get in a film is questionable and perhaps even contrary to your own worldview, it's good to see that Gru is actually being something you'd want to see your kids emulate. I really did enjoy seeing Despicable Me 4, and even though it really doesn't break any new ground, it doesn't advance the story or have any great messaging, it's nice to have another movie coming to theaters that doesn't have an agenda you have to be concerned about, particularly when you're talking about movies that are geared toward children. We've had many examples in the last few years where that hasn't been the case. So if you have the extra funds, I encourage you to vote with your dollars to let Hollywood know we want more family-friendly, clean entertainment. There are plenty of movies that are still to come out during this summer season of 2024, and you can bet that many of them we're going to watch and review right here on This, That, and Theology. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this video, and leave a comment. I can't tell you how encouraging it is when one of you leaves a comment to let us know right here at This, That, and Theology that we're doing something you find worthwhile. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on This, That, and Theology.
Thanks, Ron.
Hey, no!